Well, the decor in Dr. Ben Carson's Maryland home displays more ego than Donald Trump, hanging virtually in every room are his awards, certificates, medals, not to mention that massive painting of himself sitting with Jesus. The photos are from a profile that Baltimore Magazine did of Carson in 2014, which included a tour of his home. They're resurfacing given the scrutiny that he finds himself in right now, running for president. Jose, what do you make of this? He has a selfie with Jesus.
It's a very religious man. Like he has been putting forward in his campaign, and that's why he's getting that big base of really traditionalist, conservative, religious Republicans. But it's funny to believe that Ben Carson didn't know ahead of the game that he will be under the spotlight and he will be under scrutiny at this level if he ever became the front runner of the polls. And I think that's part of the whole thing. I think that truly he never thought that he would become the front runner when he started this race.
I don't know if I agree with that. You know, there's some of the statements that he makes, he seems to have believed that he was predestined to be president of the United States, and he knew this. You know, he had this deep insight, if you will, into his destiny. I want to point out that RNC Chair Priebus, he says the same scrutiny would not be given to Hillary Clinton. It didn't happen to her like it's happening to Ben Carson, and the media needs to lay off of him because we're all going crazy, focusing in this hypersensitive way, every little detail and every little nuance. I mean, who cares about a religious painting? You know, it's his private life, it's private home. Why do we care so much? That's the RNC's official position.
Well, I think that we should care, and it's not about the painting that he might have in his house. And like you said, that's his personal space, and he's free to put whatever he wants in his walls. But for us, the important part is denouncing when someone that claims that the pyramids, despite all the scientific proof, were invented because of a religious reason that fits into his propaganda. We are there to say that's bullshit, you shouldn't be president, and we're gonna denounce everything that you say till we are sure that you are not gonna be in that place of power. I think that's the important part and the center of the scrutiny is that we need to make sure that there's not a crazy guy in the White House.
Okay, so what do you make of this? He's in his own hallway, massive portrait, his descending staircases. Do you think that speaks sort of to his ego, or should he be proud of himself?
Obviously, there's an element of ego, and probably proud of himself, of what he's accomplished.
Hold on,
but at the same time, I can do that like this. But tell me, don't you think that Donald Trump has as much ego and probably self-portraits or portraits of himself around his house and his properties? His name is in every building that he sponsors or franchises.
It all starts with some self-love. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And I actually...
It's wrong that those two guys can have a chance to become presidents. That's what's wrong, I think.
Let us know what you think at home about Ben Carson, about his portrait, his selfie with Jesus. Do you think there's anything wrong with it? Is it more indicative of an underlying mental state, how he sees himself, how he sees the world? Let us know what you think about this story. While you're at it, be sure to check out the rest of our channel and, of course, subscribe to the Lip TV 2 for more.